Hey, are you feeling stuck? Do you feel like you're in the same place you were 3 years ago, 5 years ago, or even 10 years ago? There has been no movement whatsoever. Whatsoever. And you're like, how can I get to the next level? You know why you're stuck? One of the reasons you're stuck is you feel like you need a perfect plan. There is no perfect plan whatsoever. The roadmap is not mapped out in your lap for 365 days. Some things are going to happen day by day. Does that mean you get away with not putting a plan in place? Absolutely not. You need to have a plan, but it does not have to be perfect. So I have me some handy notes and we're going to walk through this. Okay, let's walk through this. Clarity comes from action, not wanting. Not wanting and not waiting. Clarity comes from action, not waiting and not just wanting. I want a new car. I want a new home. I want to lose weight. I want to save up $100,000. But there's no action behind it. You got to do something in order to make this happen. Most people think they need confidence first, but confidence built by doing and trying. Confidence is built by doing and trying. You got to get in the motion. You got to make it happen. You got to be accountable. You got to get up early before work and work on your empire before you go work on their empire. Let me say this again. For you guys who are still 9 to 5ers like myself, you got to get up early. Or you can stay up late. I'm an early girl. So I'm going to get up early and put the work in for my empire mhm, before I go build their empire. Now, what I do on my 9 to 5 is important and I take it serious. But I also have to carve out time for me, for what I want to have in my life. I have to be accountable. No one is going to come in and save me. No one is going to just write me a check. I got to put some work in. I got to show why you want to work the check, write the check, why you want to invest in me. I need to have a game plan, but it's not going to be perfect. There will be some hiccups. There will be some hiccups. Okay, growth requires discomfort. Growth requires discomfort. Guys, I say this all the time on my lives. I have a live every morning, Monday through Friday, 4 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And one of the things I say is the miracle happens outside of the boat. The miracle happens outside of the boat. You got to get out of your comfort zone. You can't be feeling all warm and fuzzy. It's just not going to happen. Take the pacifier out of your mouth. Get off of the baby food. Get you some courage and take a stand. Open your mouth and speak. My husband and I was in Orlando, and before I even tell this story, let me back up a little bit. I went to an event and I was speaking to a new author, and she was telling me about her. Actually, I made a purchase. I purchased her book. It's called Home for the Holidays. Home for the Holidays. And I'm really enjoying this. Shanna Denise is her name. Shanna Denise. Shani Denise. Denise. Dennis? I don't know if I'm pronouncing her last name right, or I don't know. But anyway, she was telling me that she had like 10 books. And I'm like, wow, that's a lot. But D, you have 8. And I was kind of feeling some type of way about the 8. I was like, maybe that's just too many. But she had more than that. She also told me that her books are in Barnes and Noble. Barnes and Noble. And I was so glad that I stopped by her table and talked to her, because you know what that did? That stirred something up in me. And I'm like, my books can go in Barnes and Noble too. I can go in Barnes and Noble too. My husband and I was in Orlando and we were going inside this mall. Guess what? Instead of going through the mall entry, We went through the entry of Barnes and Noble. What are the chances? We went through the Barnes and Noble entry. And guess what? We walked right through and went to the other stores, walked around, whatever. Had to come back through Barnes and Noble to get to our car. So on our way back through Barnes and Noble, I stopped at the front desk and I asked the question, what will it take for me to get my books into Barnes and Noble? And the young lady said, that's easy. Let me look you up. Let me look up your books. And I said, well, she said, are you published? I said, yes. I'm published through KDP. She says, no. You cannot go in Barnes and Noble being published through KDP. You have to have your another publisher because that ISBN belongs to KDP, Amazon. And I'm like, okay. She says, but here's the caveat. You can get published through another company and it doesn't cost a lot of money. She said, I have people come through all the time telling me that they've spent thousands and thousands of dollars. She says, no, ma'am, don't you do that. You don't do that. And she gave me some other tips. And I was like, wow. But I wouldn't have got that information had I not opened my mouth, had that courage, had that confidence. Was I a little nervous? A tad bit. Not much. Not much. Because I'm at a point now, I'm like, I got to get it. I got to make this thing happen. So I opened my mouth. And voila, I got some answers. So growth requires discomfort. You got to come out of your comfort zone. You are your greatest asset. You are your greatest assets. Skills, mindset, discipline, faith, health, personal growth never goes to waste. You have life experiences that you can share with other people. Again, get outside of the boat. Make this thing happen. You got to drive yourself. You got to force yourself. There is something unique just about you. Just about you. You're around here cheering everybody else on. That's good. That's great. I'm a big cheerleader myself. But guess what? I am going to cheer for this girl right here. You need to be cheering for yourself. You need to say, I can do this. I can start this bakery. I can start this designing business. I can start this cabinetry business. I can lose this weight. I can be healthy. I can speak to an audience. I can motivate. I can influence. God has given you so many gifts and talents. Tap into them. Tap into them. But before you tap into it, you got to tap into the word. Ask God, show me, create in me. What would you have me to do next? You got this. You got this. I believe in you. I believe in you. Small investments compound. Small investments compound. Let's see. Reading 10 pages a day, learning one new skill, saving a little money, practicing consistency. All of these elements are going to help you down your path. What is it that you can learn? Can you learn one new skill? I am out here in YouTube University learning from all these different content creators. I have Canva Pro, so I pay for that. So I need to be taking my learning capability to a whole nother level. I pay $119 a year. So I need to make sure I'm getting the most from that. I don't mind. It's an investment. It's an investment. And some people are like, oh no, I wouldn't do that. Well, good for you. I'm doing that for me. You got to figure out what works for you. Go to a seminar. Guys, instead of taking that money, blowing it, going here and there, go invest in a 3-day training course that someone can speak into you. You pour into so many people, you need to be poured back into. Yes, there's different avenues that you can do so many things for free. There's so many freebies out there. I take advantage of the freebies too. But guess what else I do? I pay for investments. I invest in myself. You need to invest in yourself. Maybe you need a trainer. Maybe you need a mentor. Maybe you need a speaking coach. Maybe you need an editor, an illustrator. I don't know what the need is, but it's going to take money. Money, money. You have a job. Some of you guys are working full time. Your full time job can what? It can take care of building your empire. That's why I don't have a problem going to work because I know my job is going to help me build my empire. Days I get tired, I take a PTO day and I work on my business. I use my lunch breaks. I work on my business. I keep notepads around me so I can work on my business. I read books so I can work on my business. I go to other content creators' pages so I can work on my business and learn more self-developing skills. What is it that you're good at? Are you good at crafting? Do you put baskets together? Fashion, comedy, entertainment. What is your thing? And take it to another level. Take it to another level. And stop being so scareful, so scared, so scared. Do it scared. We have to at times. We have to at times. Trust the process, not just the outcome. Trust the process. We don't like hearing that because we live in a culture that tells us we can get rich overnight. It's an overnight success. Success does not happen overnight. It takes time. It takes dedication. It takes staying up late sometimes. It takes getting up early. It takes sometimes not having a lunch break. But you can do this. You can do it. Stop thinking you cannot. You can do this. Okay. Clarity comes from action, not waiting. Clarity comes from action, not waiting. So we can't keep waiting. We got to put things in motion. Growth requires discomfort. You're your greatest asset. Small investments compound. We talked about these things. So, what are some action steps we can do? Start before you feel ready. That's the hardest one. Start before you feel ready because we want everything perfect. Guys, it's not going to be perfect. It's not. You got to execute. You can plan for 3 years, but if you never execute, you're not going to see any results. You got to execute. Try progress, not perfection. Try progress, not perfection. Write down what you try, learn, and improve each week. Each week, every week I come in, I tap in and do my devotions every day. I'm getting better, stronger every day. Do I have hiccups? Absolutely. Does things always come out the right way? No, they do not. That's what editing is for, and I don't edit. What you see is what you get. Maybe down the line I'll start editing. I'm not editing right now. Invest time before money. Invest time before money. Use free resources first. Discipline is more valuable than dollars. So, use the freebies. Use the freebies. Then at one state in time, it'll come. You'll say, you know what? I'm ready to invest in some money. I'm ready to invest in me. I want to take this to another level. I want to take this to another level. Speak growth over yourself. This is one of the biggest ones. I hope you guys are with me to the end. Speak growth over yourself. Replace I don't know with how with I'm learning how. Replace I don't know how with I'm learning how. I don't know, but I'm learning. I'm open to learning. I'm going to keep trying new things. I'm going to keep doing this over and over again. I'm going to continue to show up for myself. Invest in yourself. Speak life to yourself. Speak life to your business. Speak life to your projects. Speak life to whatever it is that you want to do. Clog up your ears to the naysayers. Clog up your ears to the naysayers. Act as if they don't exist. You can really do this if you really tap in. You really get passionate. You say, I really want this thing. I can see it. I can taste it. I can touch it. It's going to happen for me. It's going to happen for you. And you will come back and testify. You're going to say, you know what? I did that. I did that. And at the end of the day, all glory goes to God. All right, guys. I'm clapping for you. I'm clapping for you. It's going to happen for you.